and gentlemen, and this is Real Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Lonnie Bennett Jr., and we're broadcasting from Visible Change Barbershop and Salon, located at 6526 Caroline Street. I have today with me, for the third week in a row, the one, the only, Mr. Doug Wood. How you doing, Mr. Wood?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, good to have you. Good to have you.
And welcome, Milton, Friday Night Light Fan Talk. You're on live right now, too.
All right. Hey, man, this is we're going to cover week 3. This is week 3 of local high school football, man, to the best of our ability.
I didn't do as good on week 3 as I did on week 2. So
Neither did I. Hey, man, let's just take care. Let's take care of the elephant that's in the room, man. What you say, man? What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Wood?
I personally think Milton is making way too many mental mistakes.
Yeah.
They're dropping passes. They're fumbling. They're missing tackles. You know, they're looking hesitant on open field tackling. I don't think they're playing all their good talent enough. I think they're using them more as decoys instead of using them, for what they really got, and that's a lot of athleticism.
Right. And man, I chimed in on one of your posts. I think it was last week, and I know for a fact no one said anything, but people are getting uneasy with Milton football right now. And the way I see it is like this: if Milton was 3-0 right now, we'll be singing their praises. So unfortunately, they've yet to win a game. So that tells us one or two things, man. Something's got to change. Something's got to happen. We need to try to find a problem so we can fix it.
I agree.
And I think the question was, I don't even know what the question was, Mr. Doug. I just chimed in and I talked about draining the swamp.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that, you and I did.
Yeah.
And I was asking you your logic behind draining the swamp.
Well, when I say drain the swamp, of course, I mean, clean house, man.
Yes, sir.
Nothing personal, nothing, it's just my opinion, which I'm entitled to it. I say the same thing with my Raiders. I say the same thing with my Gators. Billy's got to go if you don't do better. That's just me. It's just me. But when I say drain the swamp, man, I don't know.
Well, you have to ask yourself, is Milton that much worse than the competition they're playing?
Right.
Or is it something else? And I personally think it's something else. I think they have way too much talent. They have for the last 3 years. They've had a ton of talent, but it's not translating on the field.
Right. My point was, and what I was trying to convey was, why not give the kids something new, a breath of fresh air? Why not give them someone from Alabama, out of state? I don't care. Just something new. Let's start with the AD on down, bro. Let's just get a new regime when it comes down to Milton football, Milton athletics, and let's just see what happens, man. Give the kids something new other than what they're used to. Somebody's new, someone is that no one really knows, someone is not connected, or whatever it may be. Just something new. Because I also said in my post that, how can I put this? They do the same thing over and over. It seems like they have great expectations, but then when the rubber hits the road, we don't do so well.
Yeah, I agree. Milton, it seems to be, I don't know if you want to call it stuck in a rut. I haven't figured out what it is, other than I think they're being way too complacent in what they're trying to call. From a fan's perspective, I kind of feel like some of the coaching is scared of taking chances. They're trying to run everything up the gut, and I think Milton's averaging, if I saw it right, 57, 58 yards a game rushing, which kind of sounds low to me, but even if it's 100, to be running 85% of the time or more, that tells me that it's not working. And most of their runs are up the gut.
I mean, what? I mean, I didn't go to every game, but were they in every game? Have they been blown out? I don't think they have been actually blown out.
No, but what's happening is the offense. Here again, I go back to the mental mistakes. You know, you see guys. You know, you're seeing the right. I don't think the play calling is necessarily bad. Uh, it's very conservative, but some of the ones that are handling the ball are making mistakes. Some people tell me the line's not blowing out the the defense as much, and suppose we have a big line. But here again, I'm seeing tackling that's taking guys. It's taking 3 to 7 guys to bring a guy down that's making 5 to 7 yards on the run. That type of stuff. It's just, to me, it's just a mental thing that maybe the players are lacking the confidence to use the skill level that they actually have.
Oh, I know what it was. I think the meat of the post, a portion of it, dealt with recruiting and taking kids from Milton and they're going other places. I think that's what it was. Now it's coming back to me.
Yeah, that wasn't me that posted that. That was an anonymous. But
right, and I chimed in on it. And my point was, okay, if that's the case, what is it that the other schools are doing it's appealing to the kid and the parents that they want to go somewhere else? I mean, what are they doing that we're not doing? So let us do it so we can keep our kids here. Or you know what I mean? That's the point I was trying to make.
I think you just have to. I don't think we've figured out how to win.
Right.
And the kids like the game, but they want to win too. You know, they don't want to be held down. I've said for years that Milton, to me, Milton's a racehorse. This whole area, they're racehorses. The days of Hurley Manning, and I love to talk about it and all that, but these kids today are not the ground and pound like they were back then. It just seems to be they're more wide open. They like to go fast, that type of stuff.
All right. Hey, man, in the words of the old ball coach, man, I think the best they ever done is Steve Spurrier. Hey, man, you got to chunk that thing around. You know, you got to chunk it around. You got to mix it up. All right, enough of that, man. Week 3, we start off with Milton, which is 0-2. They face Washington, which is 0-2.
I originally had Milton winning by 3. I said it'd be close, and I gave them 3 because of home field advantage. And then I watched Washington on film, and I raised Milton to 14 based off of what I watched, how Milton played PHS. Yeah. But Milton turned around and made all them mistakes, and then Washington played a pretty solid game.
Right. So I see here where you said it was revised from 3 points to 14. I know you wish you
Washington won 12-7.
Yeah, those 11 points back. Yeah, Washington won. So that
I think you said it'd be real tight, if I remember right.
I thought it would be a good game, and I think I had Milton winning, edge and eye. They was, home field advantage,
and it it's just hard to say.
Yeah,
Milton was kind of in it, and they made a mistake at the end, but they put themselves in it to win the last 2 weeks. Late in the fourth quarter, and they just wasn't able to complete it.
Right. I guess it's not how you start, it's how you finish, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, Milton now find themselves in a hole, 0-3. Next game on the slate is Tate.
Yep, they play this Friday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
In Cantonment. And I have Tate. On here, I have Tate by 28. On my deal, I have them by 21. I think, or maybe I have them by 28. But Tate last week. Oh, we're talking. I'm sorry. I've got a week ahead. Yeah. They played Pensacola High School.
Right.
And I had Tate by 28. Tate won 27-22. But last Friday was drizzly, wet fields, that kind of conditions. So I think that played more in PHS's favor.
To keep it
close with that big running back.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Tate. I watched Tate in the opener, the Jamboree. Tate looked good. Tate looked real good. Really good. Not saying
they're a solid team. I watched them on film.
Right.
They're not going to make a lot of mistakes.
Okay. So you got, what about You got Pine Forest at Niceville.
Yeah, you and I disagreed on that, and
Yeah.
you came closer than I did. I had Niceville winning by a running clock, and I think Pine Forest is starting to find themselves a little bit. I think they've kind of fallen back. I think Niceville's probably the strongest team in the area right now, and but Niceville ended up winning that game 36-14.
Yeah. It was like Pine Forest put some points on the board. I was glad to see that.
And that's hard to do against Niceville.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2-0 Choctaw, 2-0 Crestview.
I had Choctaw by 28. They ended up winning 14-0. Here again, Crestview is very athletic, but you had a wet field,
Right.
drizzle, that kind of stuff. So these scores are kind of indicative of what the weather was.
Okay. All right. We have 1-1 Fort Walton Beach.
Yeah,
West
I
Florida.
totally blew that one. That's one of the two that I missed. And I thought West Florida was going to win by 17. But Fort Walton Beach won at 14-0. And I have to credit a lot of Fort Walton Beaches to their coach. I believe he's still the coach, the one that came from Gulf Breeze. And he's just a really good coach.
Good coach. Okay. Followed up by 2-0 Baker at 0-1 Central.
Well, I had Baker by 14. Central is like I said, this is their first year. Baker's not the team that they normally are, but they still put whipping on them. They won 42-7.
Yeah, Baker looked very, very impressive. All right, the J Royals.
Yeah, Jay played the I forget what the L is.
LPCA.
Yeah, Pensacola Christian Academy.
Right.
Anyway, Lighthouse. But Jay won it. I had them by 14. They won 35-8. It's kind of what I expected, somewhere in that area.
Okay.
That was all of last week's.
Yeah, that's all last week. All right, this week, man, we're looking forward to it. All right, man. Here we go. Milton.
Yeah, I have it.
At Tate. Milton at Tate.
Milton's making they got a lot of mistakes that's costing them, and I've talked about it. We just talked about it. And if Milton changes everything up, they can be in this game. But right now, I have Milton with doing their ground and pound offense, and the only reason I've got that, I've had them Tate winning by 21 because I think Milton's going to try to run the clock. But Tate's really solid, so that could end up being a running clock real easy.
Yeah. Hey, man, I've chosen Milton every week.
Me too.
Every week, man. I've chosen, and I'd like to choose Milton this week. I really would like to choose Milton this week, man. But hey, man, let's just be realistic. Stranger things can happen, though. It could happen. In the words of Mr. Mike, it can happen.
Well, Milton's 2 out of my 3 losses, so
yeah. But I gotta take the Tate Aggies.
they're just too strong. Their quarterback is strong. He can drop passes in. He throws the over the shoulder. He can be on the run, and he can just flick his wrist and throw good strikes. Their offensive line had 22 pancake blocks so far this season. They've got, I think, 7 receiving touchdowns and 6 rushing touchdowns. Their 2 running backs are averaging, their 2 main running backs are averaging over 6 yards a run. One's almost 7. So they're going to be tough. And they run, and they kind of run like this, and instead of sidestepping like this, they sidestep in like that. So they never quit going forward when they're running, and they follow their leads really well.
Right. In other words, they waste no moves.
They don't waste any moves. They don't look big, but they look awful hard to bring down.
Man, Florida State had a running back, and his name was Amp Lee. Amp Lee wasn't a Barry Sanders, but he just didn't waste any moves. He make a cut, he's gone, and cut, he's gone.
These are kind of Emmett Smith type runners, I guess, because he kind of did that. He was always going forward.
Man, Emmett was special. I'm going to take Tate 28-12. 28-12 Tate. All right. 2-1 Fort Walton Beach at Washington. 1-2.
I have Washington by 7. I got home field advantage.
I agree with you. I think for some reason, Washington.
I think
come to play.
Washington is finding themselves.
I think they come to play. I think they edge out for Walton Beach.
Washington's got the
10-3.
confidence that Milton hasn't yet achieved.
10-3.
It could be that very easy.
10-3.
I think it'll be higher, but that's my.
All right. 0-3 Navarre at 3-0 Mosley.
I had Mosley by 21, and I basically said Mosley's the second best team in their district. Mosley's not a weak team at all. They're probably similar to Tate.
What is the deal with Navarre?
Brand new head coach. It's kind of like Milton's issues, trying to figure out what players you got. I had a coach tell me, and this may be Milton's problem, and I don't try to get involved too much with coaches. I try to look at weakness and strengths. But I had a coach tell me that a lot of these coaches don't put the right players in the right position. They'll take a linebacker that's not very fast and put him there instead of putting him at defensive guard or something like that. And that may be why Milton gets beat on the outside. And I suspect that's going on with Navarre right now.
Right. When it comes down to positioning players and schemes and things of that nature, man, having played the game, coached the game, man, you have to go out to practice. You got, these coaches are with these kids day in, day out. I would hope that they're really paying attention to these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Who will fit best here? Who will fit best here? We all are armchair quarterbacks. If we had it, we'd do it this way.
I call it fan.
Right, super fan, or however we want to put it, man. But in the coach's defense, man, it's a tough job having to deal with parents and fans and people like us, man, that just offer our opinion,
Yeah, I really don't try to interfere with coaches. I try to state what I see as a fan. And a lot of what I talk about, I've been told 100 times by other people.
Yeah.
So it's not something that Doug Wood is coming up with.
Right. I understand that. I believe that, Doug. But what I'm trying to say is,
I agree with what you're saying.
Unless you're out there every day and dealing with these kids, this kid can't play this position because of he can't hold a block. This kid can't play DN. He looks the part, but he can't set the edge. Anything can be going on with these kids. And like I say, in the coach's defense, and I try to be, look at it from a coach's perspective as well. But if Milton was 3-0, Navarre was 3-0 right now, going into the fourth week, everybody would be singing their praises. So, and if they're not, we need to call it out too. I get that too. Something's going on, and it needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed in a hurry.
Yeah, you have to decide where you want to be at the end of the season. Milton hasn't played one district game yet, so they're not out of any of this stuff yet. They're just they're just having not too good a luck.
Right. Okay. We got 1-2 West Florida Tech at 1-2 Walton.
I got Walton. Walton is a whole lot better than their record is, and Walton is a high-scoring machine. They've played some really good teams, and so I don't see West Florida Tech hanging very long.
Okay.
I have Walton I have them by 23. I'm not exactly sure why I picked 23, but.
Well, your typo says that's a typo because you said 21 here.
Oh, 21. I'm sorry.
23. Which one is it, though?
It's my eyes. 21.
All right, here we go. We have 0-2 Central at 1-2 Northview.
Here again, Central, I think is kind of working their ways up. Northview's not the team they've been in the past, so I have Northview by 7.
Okay. Hey, man, just to make it fun and realistic, I'm going to go with Central. I think Central get that first victory.
Yeah, I did say it could go either way. I think Central, they're new.
Central's going to get that first victory.
We're counting on it.
All right, we got PHS at Dustin, 0-2.
I don't see any way in the world Dustin can hang with PHS. PHS's offensive line is huge. Their defensive line is huge. They got Floyd, which may be the best running back in the area. They got their number 24, which is also another. I just don't see destined to be able to hang. I've got Pensacola by 28 simply because Pensacola is all run.
All right. All right. Now, final pick of the evening, man. We have 2-0 Pensacola Catholic.
Well, I had some more on the backside.
At 3-0 Montgomery.
These are two highly ranked teams. I think Montgomery's the 15th ranked team in Alabama. It's Montgomery Catholic. They're a very strong team, and I have I have Montgomery by 1 point simply because they got home field advantage. That's going to be a hard game for those played over there. It should be a really good game.
Catholic is big. They're strong. They're fast.
Yeah, I think Montgomery.
They're well coached. I'm gonna go with Catholic. I think Catholic have a good ride home.
1 point deal, but I think it can go either way.
I think Catholic will have a good ride home, man. What do you think? All right.
Yeah, Catholics. I think they're 27th in Florida. Like I said, Montgomery's like 15th, and they're in all Alabama. So.
Okay, should be a good game.
Should be.
All right, 3-0 Choctaw at 1-2 Pine Forest.
I think Pine Forest is coming back, but I don't think they're strong enough to defeat Choctaw at this point of the season. I have Choctaw by 14.
Okay, every season that there's this game that no one can predict, and all of a sudden everything clicks. Everything, all the practice, all the tour, everything clicks. And for some reason, Doug, I think this is Pine Forest week.
They're playing at Pine Forest, so.
And they need a signature win. Coach Carter and that staff, they need a signature win. I'm going to take Pine Forest. I'm going to take Pine Forest on the upset.
And I'm actually pulling for Pine Forest. So.
Are you going to pick Pine Forest?
I'm not picking them. I'm trying to.
You ain't pulling for them if you ain't going to pick them, Doug. I like Pine Forest.
I like ask you this: do you give free haircuts just because you like somebody, or do you say, "Well, I'm going to give you the best haircut I can, but I'm still going to charge you"?
Well, Gator and Raider probably we work something out. Hey, listen, 21-17. Because listen, this is what people don't understand. I don't know if you've seen Pine Forest play.
I haven't.
Their defense flies around, bro. They're not big, but they.
But Choctaw is big, and they've got a really good line. That's going to be the hard thing for Pine Forest.
Yeah, but so was Daphne's. Daphne was big. They were noticeably larger than Pine Forest, but Pine Forest defense kept them in the game. The offense just could not get the ball, could not get it going, man. And the quarterback was struggling. The offensive line was struggling noticeably. But I think Coach Carter and the rest of the crew, Coach Bennett and all of them, I think they circle the wagons this week. Remember this pick now. Pine Forest over Choctaw. I called it. All right, number 3 Baker at 3-0 J.
I don't think Baker's the team they were. They got a coach, a new coach. I can't remember. I think it's his first year, but I think he's starting to bring them up some.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a lot of success where he's won. Somebody said he should have went to Fort Walton Beach. That he's that good of a coach. But anyway, I just don't think they're going to take Jay. I think Jay is a team to beat right now. I got Jay winning by 14. Jay's all their athletics is coming up. They won the state championship in baseball. They've been the girls have won state championship softball recently, and basketball. I mean, they're just a team coming up, and that area is starting to build out there. So they're going to get some athletes.
Okay, I'll take Jay by field goal. All right, 3-0 Niceville at 2-1 Crestview.
I got Niceville by 21. I just think they're too much for Crestview. Although Crestview will play on tough.
Niceville, and we move on. All right, we have 1-2 PC Bay at 1-1 Escambia.
I have Escambia with a running clock. PC Bay is just not. They're not a strong team. Escambia has way too many athletes. They have, I think, Nino Freeman is their quarterback, if I remember right. Nino played for IMG. He played for, I think, Pensacola High School the first year. IMG is a sophomore. Last year he went to Niceville. And then this year he's at Escambia. coaches I talked to about Nino says, I don't know much about him because he didn't get to play last year, but he said he's a great guy, great attitude. So, anyway, I think Escambia is going to win by running clock.
And Escambia has a weapon.
Yeah. Nino Freeman's not a bad quarterback.
Yeah.
I watched him on film. He's a good quarterback.
But they have a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
That wears the number
Squirrel.
one. That wears the number one. Name, they call him Squirrel. Yeah, I like Escambia as well. Okay. And we have 1-1 Go Breeze at 1-1 Pace.
I think Pace is going to dominate them, but Pace is a ground and pound team, so I have Pace by 28. I don't look for Gulf Breeze they might get a touchdown, they might not.
Yeah, they're really not. Yeah. They're really not hitting on all cylinders this year.
I just think Pace is going to be too strong.
Too strong. Well, man, that's it. Yeah, for this week. Upcoming games Friday night. Which game are you going to?
I'm going to Milton.
You going to Milton?
Yeah, I try to go to Milton. I try to do updates. Sometimes last week I tried doing some live feeds for them.
Right.
Have to kind of be careful with that when I do it, but you never know.
Right. Well, man, I'll be at the Eagles Nest.
I'm sure we'll be talking to each other.
We'll be talking. Keep your phone on, man. Yeah. And once again, man, it's good having you, man.
You too.
Hey, let's do it next week.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it next week. All right, man. We thank Mr. Doug Woods again for taking out his busy schedule. You gonna go work out there?
I already went this morning early.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut some hair. Hey, man, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to Real Talk Podcast.
Thanks, Friday Night Light fans.
Hey, Friday Night Light fans, thank you very much. Hey, and once again, we're broadcasting from Visible Change Barbershop and Salon, located at 6526 Caroline Street in Milton, Florida. Hey, we'll see you next week. All right?
Take care, man.
Take care.
Yeah, it's the falls. Come from East Milton with it. Get up, get your coffee, you know what I'm saying? Come sit down, come have a nice conversation. See where we can go. It's real talk. You say you love her, I know. My people struggle, I know. We need a huddle, I know. Now kill each other, real talk. No, I ain't stutter, I know. Don't need rebuttal, I know. It's way too gutter, I know. The youth in trouble, real talk. You say you love her, I know. My people struggle, I know. We need a huddle, I know. Now kill each other, real talk. No, I ain't stutter, I know. Don't need rebuttal, I know. It's way too gutter, I know. The youth in trouble, real talk. The sun shine down on me daily, showing the blessings the Father gave me. You know I won't dim it so you can see what I mean. And yeah, you might call me crazy just cause you cannot persuade me to hate someone because we not on the same team. Respect they owe when they pay it. It's cause through all of the many phases I never changed a letter, put pain in between. A heart of gold.